My name is Santosh Mehrotra, and I am the Director General of the Research Institute of the Planning Commission of India. The institute is called the Institute of Applied Manpower Research. And my project here at the Bellagio Center of the Rockefeller Foundation is called Policies to Achieve Inclusive Growth in India, Seizing the Demographic Dividend. I've been working for the Planning Commission of India for now 6.5 years. I returned to India after many years with the UN system and joined the government, and immediately got involved into writing the 11th five-year plan of the country, which was entitled Towards Faster and More Inclusive Growth. 5 years down the road, I've been again engaged in the writing of the 12th five-year plan, which will run from 2012 to 2017. And looking back, one must ask the question, has India been achieving inclusive growth as the 11th five-year plan intended to? And the answer has to be both yes and no. And so what I'm investigating in my project here, in a sense, is what are the yeses and what are the nos? And really the book is focused very much. It will lead to a book. It's pretty much written, in fact. I'm in the process of finalizing, editing, draft, and revising. And it will essentially argue that there are a whole series of areas which still need a lot of attention if we are going to achieve inclusiveness in growth over the next 5 to 10 years. And this is necessary because India is a particular conjuncture in our growth process. You know, the demographic dividend comes but once in the life of any nation. What is the demographic dividend? It essentially is a certain stage in the demographic transition of any country wherein if you've entered the demographic dividend period, the share of the working age population is rising in the total population, and the share of non-working age population, meaning the dependent population, those who are under 15, those who are over 60, is falling. So as the share of those who are in the working age population rises, incomes increase because people get jobs. As incomes increase, savings rates increase, investments increase in the economy, and that drives growth. But this is not an unending process. It will stop because the share of the working age population will decline. India, like China, like the European countries, will become an aging population, and then we have to be clear that in the process, up to the point where that point comes, it's absolutely critical that we become rich before we become old. That's what happened in the European countries. That countries became rich before they became old. Therefore, they can provide for the old. China has been growing very fast, but China and their leaders are saying, we are aging before we become rich. And that's a problem for them because they are at the end of their demographic dividend. India is at the midpoint of its demographic dividend, and we still have another 25 years to go. So it's absolutely critical that we achieve our goals of inclusive growth. And that's why I love the fact that I have this sort of peace and quiet sitting here in Bellagio at the Rockefeller Center to be able to finish a book which I've been working on for the last 4 or 5 years, and I know that if I'd continued to be in Delhi, I might not have finished for another year. And we don't want to lose any time, and I want to be able to make my arguments to all the policymakers who I interact with on a regular basis, as well as to the political leaders, that, you know, this is an opportunity that comes but once in the life of a nation. If we miss this opportunity, then 25 years down the road, it would be gone. And in 25 years, we can become an affluent country. An estimate suggests that if per capita income grows at something like 7.5% per annum, per capita income actually doubles every 8 years, which means that it is in the realm of possibility for India to become an affluent country, to become a rich country like Italy or the United States or any other European country. Well, it's been, first of all, extremely enriching to be among very, very bright people from around the world. Now, it is not the first time that I've been around bright people from around the world, because I've had a lot of opportunities. But what's interesting is that I have this opportunity at this particular juncture in my life, because I get an opportunity to discuss all manner of things which are connected to my project, which are not necessarily connected to my project, at a time which is very important, and I believe in the intellectual, in my own intellectual development, as well as the conjuncture that India is in. Therefore, I love the opportunity to have this peace and quiet where I can do nothing else but read, write, and think. And since I head the Research Institute of the Planning Commission of India, it's not an opportunity that I get for a 4-week period. So it's an amazing opportunity.